Hey guys, it is Thursday the 7th. Okay. Right. Okay, and it's tonight's call. So we're going to be talking about connecting and, okay, so I've been raving about Teamsy, which I really like. But I want to show you a way. It reminded me a lot of the way I used to connect when I very first started coaching. And I wanted to show you how to do that because, you might not be ready for all of that Teamsy commitment and but I wanted to show you what I did in the very beginning and how I connected with a lot of people. So I'm going to screen share with you. So basically, let me tell you what I did, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. So what I did in the very beginning is I got a list of my Facebook friends. So I downloaded a list of my Facebook friends from Facebook, and I had this big old long list. And what I did is I would go through like 10-ish people a day, 10 to 15, as many as I could bust through. And I would go to the search bar, I would type in their name, I would like on their page, I would try and send them a quick message. I send a lot more messages now than I used to, but I would at least connect with their page and like comment on their page, and then I would go to the next person. And I just systematically went down this list. And what I would do is if I connected with their page, I would put a little check mark by their name. And if I sent them a message, a private message, I would highlight their name. And if I thought like, oh yeah, that person is really not in my audience at all, I would just black out their name and I would just keep going down the list. So it's like at least 10 people a day. And what happened is I had a lot more messages going in my inbox as far as like building relationships. I was connecting with a lot of pages and I was able to do it really quickly with new people every single day. And so when I was going to that page, if it was somebody I connected with them and say, I thought to myself, oh, I want to invite them to my next challenge group. I would take their name and I'd write it over in my spiral. So that way it reminded me like, hey, this is somebody I want to invite. So I'm going to go back to them a couple more times this week or next, throughout the next couple of weeks. So that way when I'm ready to invite, at least 20 people written down that I'm going to invite to the challenge group. So that's what I would do. And that's a lot of what Teamsy does. It has your Facebook list and it reminds you who you're connecting with. And so that's something I used to do way back when. So let me show you how to do that, and then you can kind of do your own, do it your own way. So have any of you ever downloaded your friends list from Facebook? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's right. It's really simple. It's simple, but it takes a little bit of time, but it's pretty simple. Okay, I'm gonna get. So you go to your Facebook.
Oh, can you just hand me that clipboard and pen up there?
Go to, go to you. Actually, I don't even think you have to go to you. You have to go to your settings. I'm gonna go over here. Oh my gosh, I got all these little things open. Okay. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Where your manual settings is. Isn't it up here on this little toggle? Yeah, I can't see that. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, yes. Took me a second. You go to settings. Then you go to right here, download a copy. Download a copy of your Facebook data. You're going to click download copy. You're going to say, start my archive. You're going to put in your password.
Retrieve.
Okay, start my archive. While it's doing that, go over here to your into your Gmail, and it's going to send you an email that says, we're downloading a copy of your Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it says, it just has this security thing you're going to get. You know that it's working as soon as you get this little security thing. Then in a little while, it's going to send you another Facebook message. Now, depending on how long you've been on Facebook and how much stuff is in your Facebook, it might take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to a day. It does take a little while. But once you do that, it's going to give you another email that says it's doing its thing, and then it'll give you a zip file. When you download your zip file, you just have to double click it and it opens it up, okay? Mine's,
And the situation in Dallas,
let me see if I can find the old one.
two police officers have been shot, and the shooter appears to be at large. We do not know his condition.
There's a shooter at large, I heard in the background.
Yeah, in Dallas. Killed 2 police officers.
Oh my
Yep.
God. Okay, so then you get a message that looks like this. This is an old one. It says your Facebook download is ready, and it gives you this new link. Now, I don't think my link will work from my old one because I think it's only good for a certain amount of time. So we'll see. Yeah. Okay, that's an old one, so it won't work. But when you click on it, then it's going to bring you to a zip drive. You're going to click on the zip drive, and it will have everything in your Facebook data. Everything. So if you kind of scroll through, it'll say friends. And when you click on your friends, then it's going to have your whole friends list. So I just copied and pasted that into a Word document. You can also copy and paste that into a Excel spreadsheet, depending on however you want it to look. And then you're just going to print it off. For me, printing it off was easier. I like having paper. I like being able to go straight through. I didn't have to go, from one tab to the next when I was on Facebook. And it also made my Power Hour super efficient because I wasn't looking or thinking about who I was supposed to be connecting with next. I was just systematically going through that list, like bam, 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 bam. But even put my timer on so I could, see how many I could get done. I wanted to tell you about the 3-1 rule. So I think that this is a really good rule of thumb for a lot of you that can't sit down and do like a Power Hour. Go through and do 3 people, and then try and add 1 new person. So connect with 3 people on your list, add 1 person. Be done. Then if you've got a little bit of time in the day again, another 15-minute pocket or 10-minute pocket, connect with 3 more people, add 1 person on your list, add 1 new person. And if you could do that 3 times during the day, then you would have connected with 9 people and you would have added 3 people to your network, right? Which is pretty easy when you think about it. If you have a list of 3 people to connect with, it won't take you 4, maybe 5 minutes tops, right? To go to their page, like their stuff, maybe send them a message. Out of those 3 people, aim to send at least one of those people's persons, I don't know which one is the plural, a message, a private message. So I know it's a little intimidating, but you can comment and like on 2 of theirs, and then send a private message to 1 of the 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you have that kind of in mind, then that big Power Hour of like trying to connect with a lot of people and add a bunch of people, that breaks it down to like 3-1-1. So, like, comment on 3, send a message to 1, and then add 1 new person. How do you
comment and like on people's stuff? Like, do you just like go to their page and then just click like the first few things that maybe like interest you, or?
Yeah, so let me show you. Like, okay, so here's my. Okay, so Teamsy is like my list, right? So it says on my dashboard. So this is basically the same thing. It's just giving me a person. It's like I need to do 10 more people today and 6 more people every year. So like this is the next person on my list. Now I think I just added her, so I don't know if she's accepted my. Okay, so let me go here because I know we're friends. Okay, so I would type in, just at the top, type in her name, go to her page. I'm going to, for me, I don't really care what it is. I'm just going to like some of her stuff. I'm going to try and see that it's something that she has posted and not somebody posted to her wall. right? So Leah and her are obviously really good friends. And I'm scrolling down. The last thing she posted. She hasn't obviously posted in a little while. Oh no, somebody's just posting a whole bunch. Wow, this person's blowing up her newsfeed. That's something you need to be careful about on your own newsfeed. Don't let somebody blow up your newsfeed with stuff, with tagging you. Okay.
How do you block people from doing that?
Mine is set up on my settings to where I have to approve a tag.
Okay.
Settings.
Yeah.
Okay, so like here's the last thing that she posted. So I'm just gonna like that. And be like, oh, how fun did you get this stuff? Okay, so now that's a connection. So maybe, and this is my neighbor, my old neighbor. So I would feel comfortable sending her a message. So I might even send her a message. So I'll go here, and I would just say something like, so like we had chatted about coaching, but all this like where our faces are, and I can't see. Okay. So I just sent her a message, right? Then go to the next person. And so with Teamsy, I copy and paste that, which I'm going to do. So I can go ahead and count that on my goal for today. But then just try to do 3 of those and then add 1 new person. So does that make sense? So then you're going to go to your next person, type them up, and write it down.
Okay.
And if you do that 3 times during the day, so you might even try and do like, just on the screen share. Like first thing when you get up in the morning, say, okay, I'm gonna bust out. I'm gonna do 3 people and add 1 person, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna post. If you have time to do that. And then around lunch or nap time or something like that, I'm gonna connect with 3 people. And I'm gonna try and add 1 new person. And then the evening, after the kids go to bed, or you're sitting down to watch your favorite show or whatever, 3 people, add 1 new person. So if you break it up into those like 3 little chunks, you'll have done quite a bit of connecting. And if you have a list to go by, you're not going to be going, okay, who should I message? Who do I need to connect with? Like, you're going to have that list. And then when somebody adds you as a friend, then you can just write their name at the bottom of that list. Okay? Or even better, you can write their name down your, like, make a little new friend section. Because when somebody adds me as a friend, like right away, I send them a message that just says something like, hey girl, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. Because half the time I don't know, more than half the time. Say I'm at the like 90% of the time I do not know these people personally. That's where I'm at. My whole warm market is gone. And so I send them a message that just says something like, hey girl, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. Love getting to connect with more like-minded ladies, like-minded mamas, something like that. Very simple. But I send them a message, right, like quickly. And if it's somebody I know I don't know personally, and maybe we've been Facebook friends for a long time and I've liked and commented on their stuff, I send them a message now that says, hey girl, I know we've been Facebook friends for a while, but I never officially said hi. And so I just wanted to stop by and say hi, and I'd love to get to know you better. Just kind of simple, but like saying, you know, making a connection, putting it out there. So how do you feel about the 3-1-1?
I love it.
I like it.
Makes it easier since I work all day long to break it up into something that's more obtainable.
Yeah. And it's like, connecting with people and building relationships in this business is like foundational. Like if you're not doing it, okay, number one, 3 vitals, right? You got to drink your Shaco, do your personal development, do your workout, and share about it. If you're not sharing, it didn't happen. Make sure you share about it. And then connecting with people is super, super, super important, because if you're not connecting, then nobody's seeing what you're doing. Nobody's going to know to follow your journey. So you're doing all this hard work, and you're only getting the exact same people, you know, those same 20 people seeing your stuff over and over. And you want new people to see your stuff. And the only way new people are going to see your stuff is if you're connecting on their wall, right? The easiest way to do that is have a list, go by that list, and go through as many people as possible in a given amount of time. So even if you can't do, say you might say to yourself, okay, I have 10 minutes. Put your timer on your phone, and then don't get yourself distracted, and then do as many as you can in 10 minutes, right? Go through your list.
Now, how often do you go back to their page? Like, once you've like had them on your list, so you see your 10 for the day. Now, when do you go back and keep like commenting and liking and stuff? Like, do you go back every day?
I would say, okay, so maybe out of those 10 people, maybe 2 of them are people that you're going to want to actually invite.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So write their name down on another little list, and maybe you have one day a week, like maybe your Saturday, because a lot of people aren't on Facebook anyway on Saturday. Maybe you take Saturday, and any of those names, you just blast through those names the next, 2 weeks. So that way you're still reconnecting with them, and then you won't feel awkward inviting them.
Okay. Because, like if I just go and visit their page like one time.
It's
and
still
like
going
a
to
couple
make
of
a difference
things.
of them seeing
Yeah.
your stuff. And what I will say too, if it's definitely somebody you're going to want to invite, when you leave a comment, one, you need to message them and like touch base before you invite, because it's going to be weird if you send an invite out of the blue. And 2, if it's somebody that you're super intimidated by sending a private message, you're like, oh my gosh, that's not going to happen. Because there are people like that. Like I know people where I'm like, I really want to invite them, but that's way too scary right now. For some reason, that person just intimidates me, because I'm afraid of what they're going to think of me, which is complete my own like self-judgment, right? But we all. So what I do is when I'm at that point where I'm like, somebody will come up on my Teamsy, and I'm like, there is no way I'm sending that person a message right now, for whatever reason. I'm just way too scared, or I'm like, I don't hardly know them. And it's weird because it's like when you've met them in person but you don't hardly know them, then it's scarier to send them a message than if you've never met them in person and you don't know them at all. That makes
I
sense?
agree.
So I've got friends from college, but they're not really like close friends. It's just people that I kind of knew in college. They're like the scariest people to send messages to. I don't know why. It's because I just don't really, it's like, well, we kind of knew each other, but we kind of different. So it's not like high school friends where I'm like, hey girl, we haven't seen each other forever. Because I can't do that. Because it's like, hey girl, I don't really know you, and we kind of knew each other in college, and how are you? Like, it's awkward. It feels awkward. So those people, that's when I leave a comment on their page that has a question that elicits a response. And so I kind of try and connect with them on their wall, because that's not as scary. Like I did with Alex, where I was like, oh, looks like you guys had fun. Where did you go? I left that on her wall, a comment on her picture. Now I'm eliciting a response. I'm going to build the relationship in a less scary way for me, which is just on her wall. And then, yeah. And then I talk about people's kids a lot, because that's easy and everybody likes to talk about their kids. Haley can attest. I think that's how Haley and I reconnected. I was like, your kids are so cute. And her kids are so cute. I mean, and what mom was going to be like, well, thanks. My kids really aren't that cute. Like, yes, we all think our kids are adorable and they grow very fast. And that's an easy like way to connect with somebody. And everybody likes to talk about their kids or their vacation or, things like that. So that's a really good one now. Right now, people are going on vacation. Katie, you look like you want to say something.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like that people are going to be like, I'm reconnecting and commenting, liking, maybe messaging, and then I feel like people are going to be like, and then if I go to invite or I bring it up at whatever point, they're going to be like, oh, you were just reconnecting to get there. And so.
You know what? And some will. And I think honestly, you have to stop and decide, like, before you invite this person, do they need you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because for me, that's a big one. Like when I'm reconnecting and things like that, I reconnect with a lot of people. I'm doing 20 people a day. Okay, so 20 people, that's my goal. Let's just say realistically, I'm getting 15 new people a day. I'm not inviting near those people. I'm really going to look at reconnecting, and then I look at who messaged me back. A lot of people will message you back and say, hey, I love seeing your fitness post or something like that. Like the people who, okay, so let me show you. This is a brand new person. I mean, we've been Facebook friends, but we haven't been, okay, so this is first time I've ever messaged her. And I said, hi, Liz. I just wanted to take a second and say thanks for accepting my friend request. I know we've been Facebook friends for a while, but I never officially said hi. Because I connected with her. She's liked some of my photos and things like that, but we've never actually had a conversation. I don't know anything about her. And I said, hope you're having a great summer. Right? Simple, not intimidating, nothing to do with Beachbody. She said, oh, that's sweet. I just love your Just Press Play videos. So inspired. So she's talking about my fitness journey. I know she watches me, right? Blah, 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 blah. So maybe her in a little while down the road, she's going to be somebody I invite and then she's talking to me about what she does, and I'm going to message her back and we'll chat about that. But somebody who I know would be somebody to put on my to invite list.
Right. That's easy and so I guess when they don't bring it up and you just keep talking about non-Beachbody stuff, I don't know. And
Exactly. And that's what I would do, Katie. I would just for me, I'm not going to bring it up in a super awkward way. So if they don't bring it up or they don't comment, they don't express any sort of need,
mm-hmm.
then I'm not going to invite. Now, that being said, say you connect with them and you've been connecting with them and they're liking your post on your page,
uh-huh.
they're commenting on your fitness or healthy food or anything like that, then you're going to go back and you're going to say, hey, I just wanted to say thanks so much for following my journey. And you're going to do that.
Right.
And then that's not awkward because you know they're watching you.
Right.
But for me, if they haven't expressed a need, they're not liking any of your stuff, and you've connected with them, then maybe it's not the right time to invite them.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Because if you feel slimy doing it, then don't do it, right?
And I feel like I may have already ruined some relationships by doing that when I was still figuring out what I was doing, and so. Mm-hmm.
No, I've done that too. I went to message somebody who I'd never had a conversation with, and I was like, I invited them back at Christmas. Great. Now what do I say? They never
I have done the
responded.
exact same thing. What do you do at that point?
It's a really good question.
We're still trying to figure that out.
And then you're like, okay, it's awkward because that was the first message I ever sent you. And it was the message that said hey, thanks so much for following. They were liking and commenting on my photos when I sent them that message. But I feel like it's kind of one of those learning from your mistakes. And so those people, that's where you're intimidated. You're like, well, crap, I can't send them another message because I kind of burned that bridge. So that's just weird.
They all feel like a file together.
So then that's where I start connecting on their wall. I try and connect on their wall and ask a question and kind of start a conversation there and then move that conversation over to private message.
Okay.
Right? And so then when I move it back over to private message, it's not like I'm sending them a message out of the blue, and it doesn't feel as weird.
Weird.
Yeah. that make
Because
sense?
I've done the same thing where like people have like liked my stuff, so I'll send them a message inviting them to like the free group or something, and then they either like never respond or whatever, and then there's something else I want to talk to them about, and I just don't message them about it because it's weird.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I have a prime example of. So there's this lady who follows my journey. She's always. Let me see if I can pull up her Facebook feed. Okay. So Facebook. She seems like a nice lady, but like, okay, here it is. And so I was like, I just wanted, say like January 14th. She liked everything that I posted about, like all my Facebook stuff. She likes it, or she'll comment on it. And in her comments, she's very sweet. And so, like, I messaged her, and I was just like, I saw you have 3 littles, super cute. How are they? Blah, blah, blah. And I told her, thank you for following my journey. Nothing. Then back in April, she's still following my journey. She's still liking all of my stuff. I invited her. Nothing. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those, like, sometimes that's just how it goes. So I'll probably touch base. It's April, May, June, July. I'll probably send her another message. And if she still doesn't comment back, oh well. If she's still liking and following my stuff, well, then I'm going to send you another message. I guess if she gets tired of me, she'll either unfriend me or stop following me, right? And that's
Right.
where it's at. But I was just kind of like, okay, maybe she's shy. I don't know. But she looks like somebody who could use my help. So, I didn't mean that in a mean way. I just mean that, like, you guys are not posting about going to the gym and getting buff every day. Those are like the people I don't ask. I'm like, okay, you got a system that's working for you, other than maybe I might ask you about coaching. But if they've got like a journey they're already rocking, then they don't need me to help them rock their journey more. Right? That's my personal opinion. When I was when I was married with no kids and I went to the gym and yoga and my journey was awesome, I wouldn't have joined. I wouldn't have done this. I didn't need it, right? When I started fostering and I couldn't get to the gym and my life started being crazy, that's when I was like, oh, this would have been really helpful. I didn't find it for several years later, but I did start working out at home with P90X. Anyway, so I think that'll be a really kind of simple way for you to get your Power of Threes in. We were just talking, and I don't know if you guys listened to it, but I'm going to share it on our team page. It's kind of long, but it's amazing. And Katie, I think you listened, right? Did you get to finish it?
I didn't finish it. I was about halfway through.
So and I think it might have been in the Revive training. So Annie, you might have heard it. It was like, what's the missing piece? Did you hear that one? Okay.
Maybe. I did until like day 14 and then I got way off.
Okay.
So
Well, Micah just posted it on the big team page. I'm going to put it in our small team page. I think it's really, you don't have to watch it. You just need to listen. But it's really good. Really good. I try not to overly share because I know your time and it's hard to get it all in, right? But when it's really worth listening to, I want you to, I want to share it. So anyway, she talks about what's the missing piece, and one of them, she's like, you can't go from nothing to great. You have to go from good to great. And how do you get to good? And good is being consistent. And in Beachbody, our consistency is that power hour, right? But a lot of us don't have an hour. I know right now there's like no hour unless both my kids decide to sleep at the same time, which is not really happening. So I'm only getting like these little tiny windows, and so breaking it down is super important. But she just talks a lot about like consistency and showing up, and she's really inspiring. So I think I'll share that for you guys to go and listen to. I think that's all I had. I just really wanted to talk to you about that 311. So keep that in your mind. 3 new people, 1 private message, 1 new person. like one add to your network person. So 3 people from your list, private message at least one of those, and add 1 new person. If you can do that 3 times a day, you're set on your connect, right? Okay. All right. So anything you need from me, any questions in that? Just how are things going? I'm really liking the July push group, or that push to diamond. Are all of you guys in there?
I'm not.
Ashley, do you want to be in there?
Yeah.
Add you. It's really good.
I want to be in there too. I don't think I'm in it.
Who is that?
Courtney.
You're not in it, Courtney?
I don't think so. Am I?
It's called Changing Lives in July. Nope, you're not. Okay, I added you both.
Well.
Okay, so this is just our kind of like our push to diamond group, and just our like sharing, inspiring. And so one of the challenges in that group right now that we've been chatting about is breadcrumbing coaching every single day into your day. Like just a little tiny bit, little tiny breadcrumb about it. So I've been really liking seeing your breadcrumbs throughout the day, like sharing your stories. How do you feel like that's going? The people that are in it.
This is Kristen. Sometimes I don't know what to say because I don't have kids. I'm not a mom at home. So sometimes I feel like I don't know, like I just draw a blank about what I can say as a breadcrumb. So like I try to just be creative, but I don't know if they're really breadcrumbs. Like I'm like, does that really count? I don't know. So I first would love feedback if y'all have seen mine that I've done, and then any ideas that you guys have of maybe other stuff I could post about.
So let me ask you a question, and this will give you ideas. So right now, like, why do you like coaching?
Right now, I love coaching because of you girls. Like, honestly, I can't tell you how much it means to me to have this network of women that are my age, that have the same goals as me. Like Annie and I talk every single day. Katie and I talk every single day on text messages and stuff. And so like, that to me is huge right now. So I feel like I've talked about that, but I don't want to over talk about that.
You can't over talk about it.
Okay.
Do you know how much I talk about freedom and flexibility and creating my own hours? Like, that's all I talk about.
Okay.
Like, for me, I don't have to go to work. Like, this is what I get to do. I get to be with you guys, and I get to be home with my babies. And that was why I started coaching, and that is why I continue coaching. I get to help other women, and I get to be home with my babies, right? Okay. And I like, if you listen to my posts, I mean, I beat that horse dead. I talk about it all the time because that's what it is for me. So you can't over talk about it.
Okay.
Now,
me and her, I was having the same problem. We've been texting like, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Like, what did I do today? I walked my dog. Like, I don't, I'm running out of stuff. But then your idea earlier helped me. So
yeah. So talk about like, how is it changing you? Just even the littlest ways that it's changing you. Like maybe you see something and you think, well, I used to would have done this.
Okay.
Or I would have thought that, or I would have quit this, or I would have eaten that, or I would have, but now, anytime you think of like, I'm making a different decision because of coaching or because of the challenge groups or because of whatever, you can post about that. Or you've already posted, maybe you've already done like a breadcrumb or two. Write it down, put it in your notes. I know Haley's like the queen of the notes section in her phone and like storing up ideas. So if you have an idea, and then like, I don't want to say be fake, but say you posted 3 or 4 times that day and you don't want to overkill your posting for that day. Save that video and do it tomorrow. Like I took a picture of Adeline, she's sleeping so cute. I've already posted, I've done my allotment of family posts for the day. I've already Okay, I don't really. So guess what? I'm using that tomorrow. And I'm going to talk about it. And I'm talking about my babies again. And that's going to be my breadcrumb for tomorrow and just how sweet she is and like blah, blah, blah. Right? And
Okay.
it's from today, the picture and all of that, and the thought. But I'm going to use it for tomorrow. Because it's not less genuine because it's not the day of. Right? It's still from my heart. It's still a genuine post, and it doesn't have to be that exact day. If I've already posted a picture of lunch, I'm not going to post a picture of dinner. But if it's a really pretty dinner, then I'm going to post that dinner tomorrow. Nobody has to know that I ate that dinner today, right? I mean, it's not less genuine because I posted it on Thursday instead of Wednesday. You know, like, nobody knows and nobody cares if I ate it on Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, they don't, right? Save that bad boy and post it later. That's my own little personal thought on that. So save it in your notes. If you're doing something awesome, you can post about it right then. You can post about it in an hour or two when you have time to post about it, or you can save it and post about it the next day. Only the people that really, really, really know you and know your schedule are going to know the difference.
So the ones that really stalk you and are like, hey, she wore that shirt yesterday.
Well, and you know what though? I wore a black shirt yesterday and a black shirt today, and I was like, well, it looks like I have the same outfit on, but oh well, I really did change clothes.
I totally have taken like multiple pictures in different shirts on the same day. Not kidding.
That's a good idea.
Seriously. You get your hair done, you get your makeup done. It doesn't happen every day for me, so I change it.
My hair is clean for the first time in like 3 days. I'm very proud. I don't even have
some pictures of me at all.
I'm just gross.
No, my hair, you're gross. Seriously. I got spit up in this hair, and I only wash it like maybe twice a week. So like, and I was like, I smell. And I was like, I had a shower yesterday. It's the hormones, guys. It's the hormones. I was like,
it is.
I showered. You know, I don't use like deodorant, but I use like all natural deodorant. But I was like, I showered, you know, and I was like, I just stink. I was like, there's just nothing I can do about it. I was like, one day, you know, these hormones will regulate and I won't be so smelly. But until then, like, I'll be glad you're married to me. But, yeah, so really, I mean, you're going to draw people in and you're going to attract people who are like you and who want what you have, right? So be genuine about what you have and what, you know, lights you on fire and, you know, where you're at right now. So getting to help change people's lives, getting to, I mean, even from like you guys and what I get from you guys, it's like, this is why I do this. This is why I love this. So yeah, it's not all like rainbows and butterflies. It's hard. I mean, it is work. It's not like we don't work for what we have. But when you really focus in on what makes it worthwhile and worth the work. So anyway, okay, anything else? Any other questions or where you're at right now or anything, your obstacles you're stumbling on or?
I had my one girl who was going to sign up as a discount coach and like took her a week to decide which program she wanted. And then she asked me like 8,000 shake-off, which was fine. Just asked me a ton of questions. So I finally got it figured out and sent it to her. Not yesterday, but the day before. And she didn't like do anything. So yesterday morning, I was like, hey, just making sure that you got the email, you know, making sure I didn't do anything wrong. She's like, oh yeah, I just haven't had time to look at it. And she still hasn't done anything with it. And I'm like, just get it done.
I have someone, she just now finished today, and she's going to be probably on our next call. She's going to build, and it's taken her about a week to get it all said and done from our first talk to, yeah, she's talked to her husband to, yeah, she wants to do it to, you know. So what I would say is like, I message them just about every other day.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of checking in with her yesterday or tomorrow, because the whole reason she wanted to do it was because she wanted Shakeology for this massive road trip they're taking at the end of next week. And she's like, I'll get it by the 15th. I was like, if you order like yesterday, maybe.
So maybe message her again. Maybe message her tonight and just be like, hey girl, I was just thinking about you. I know that you wanted to get your Shakeology by the time you left for your road trip.
Yeah.
It takes 5 to 7 business days. And so I really, want to help make sure you get that done. Is there any way that I can help?
Okay.
And I mean, she probably won't respond, but she might. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
So,
I know she has the email at least, so it ball's in her court. She just needs to fill it out. But
yeah, but like reminding, because like, okay, Beachbody is like our life and a lot of what we think about. I would say like, other than my immediate kids, it's work, like that's what I think about a lot. So I don't forget that so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so like have said they're going to commit to whatever and then haven't done it. But then if you ask me to fill out this paperwork, like I'm like, crap, I need to do that. And it's 5 days later. I'm like, crap, I still need to do that, right? Because I've got all this other stuff on my mind. And if it's not like number one importante, it's not getting done. Or if there's not like this impending doom to make it happen right today with the craziness of my life, it's just, it takes a while. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that somebody reminds me again.
I just don't want to be like super pushing me, like sign up. Like I need you as a coach. You better sign up. But
No, and I think it depends on how you come off. So if you message her coming off as like, hey, I know you said you wanted to get here by this day for your road trip, and I just wanted to see if there's any other way I can help you, get it done, because I'm afraid that, you might not have it in time. Then that doesn't sound like any desperation. It sounds like you are looking out for what she said she wanted, right? Okay. So don't feel bad about following up.
okay.
I have a girl, and I really want to get this rodent and field stuff, but I can't afford it right now. And I'm like, I seriously can't afford it. But I was like, right this minute, we just had to pay for her, and I'm having to get this up. Anyway, I was like, I don't have the money right now, but I do want it. I was like, just keep asking me. And seriously, that's what I told her. I was like, I do want it. So just keep asking me. Ask me again next month. Remind me. I don't want you to ever think like, because it is something I want. It's just not something I can do right now. I just had a challenger that I talked to a year ago, and we've been kind of touching base, and she out of the blue messaged me, and she's like, hey girl, I got my tax return back, and blah, 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 and I'm ready to get started. I got my money saved up, and she bought a whole challenge pack. Right? So sometimes it is it's not something that is high enough on their priority list to make happen at that moment.
Yeah.
I love to be like dry skin free and like blemish free and no mommy wrinkles and looking amazing. But, getting her frenectomy done on her upper lip tie is way more important than me without, right? Kind of like priorities here. So it's just not something that's going to happen right now. And that's okay. And that's what you have to remind yourself with other people who really want it, but it's just not going to happen right now. But that doesn't mean that they don't want it, and that doesn't mean that they're saying no. They're just saying not right now. Maybe in a month, maybe in 6 months. So don't be afraid to keep connecting with those people and keep following up with those people periodically to see if it's a better time.
Okay.
I just can't get people to buy challenge packs right now. I've sold about 4 PIO programs, but people don't want to fork out the challenge pack money.
And I know you're talking about like Shakeology, kind of leading with that, and the importance of that. And Katie, so maybe that tells you that you need to post more about the benefits of Shakeology on your Facebook page.
Okay.
That's because you post a lot about it. And I know you post pictures of your shake, but if that seems to be your market and they're not valuing Shakeology, then maybe posting more about why you like it and what it does for you just throughout the week. Maybe we might draw more people who are willing to try it.
I mean, and some were like, I had one who'd already tried it before, and so she was like, no, I know I don't like it. And then I had another person who was like, I don't do shakes. Like I don't do any shakes. And so it's not like in those two cases, like even me sharing, I mean, I tried even with them and I was like, oh, how did you make it? Let me tell you how I make it.
No, and I had
another one, the girl with MS, she said she has MS and so she like can't do this certain ingredient because it's an immune booster. So like just random stuff like where it's not like a quick like, oh, well, once you know the benefits, that block is down or whatever.
No, and I have 2 people who, like one last month and one this month who like, they didn't want it. They just wanted the program. I'm like, okay, I'll take the commission and I'll support you for the 30 days. And then we'll just keep touching base after that. And maybe I can get you to move over into the Fix next. But I mean, it kind of stinks as far as success club points go, but I mean, you're still getting the commission and you're still getting a customer and you still get to help them change their life.
Oh yeah.
And when they're in that boot camp, and I have had people who are in the boot camp seeing all the different Shakeology posts and things like that,
right.
And then they do want to try
it. The 2 girls I had last time that just bought Pio, they weren't even active in the group. So I feel like sometimes too, when they don't buy completely in, they're not active in the group. And so that hurts it too. So it's like, they're not even seeing other people drink their Shakeology or they're just not even,
Yeah. And then again, I have a discount coach that just signed up who's been drinking Shakeology and did the 21-day fix. She's like in her 40s, and so she lost like 4.5 pounds, which she's like, I think it's pretty good for, she's like, her metabolism started to slow down and things like that. She's like, I love the shakes. Well, she didn't post, I think maybe she posted one time, but she's like, I read the stuff and it helps keep me on track. Yeah. And that's something else that I have to remind you when you see a whole bunch of our like coaches posting, because we're posting all the time and nobody else is really posting. Remind yourself that a lot of those Wallflower challengers, like your posts keep them going, even if they're not posting back. Like it's a lot of them are still checking in and still watching what's going on. So don't stop. She's like, I love the whole group. I love getting to see all you girls, posting, and it makes me push play every day. And she signed up as a discount coach, and she didn't post at all. So, and I'm like, great, it's awesome. But yeah, and I think all of us could probably do. But I know I can. I try and post more about Shakeology, but I could. Did you hear a snort like a little piggy? Hey, her online name is Peanut, but I'm really like, I should change it to Piglet because she snorts like a little piglet. She does. Guys, I wish you guys could see this face.
Is she asleep? Oh my god.
It's like mouth hanging open.
Oh, that's precious.
She's so happy. See, thank goodness, because you cried like half the evening. And she can talk to you guys. Hey, hi, team. I'm so glad you're a coach on Mommy's team. Huh?
Hang on, let me hold.
You want to get a picture of that?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
She's a mess. She's a mess. But yeah, she's a month old. Oh my gosh, guys. Let me stop this recording because I'm sure everybody's tired. Whoever's